Shepard Smith. This is the Fox Report. It's the bottom of the hour. Time for the top of the news. Bloody new battles reported inside Libya for the city of Ashdabia. That's the so-called gateway to the east there. Our senior correspondent Rick Leventhal has been watching the action from the front lines in the area. Here's his report from earlier.
The highway between Benghazi and Ashdabia is littered with tanks, rocket launchers, heavy artillery that had been taken out by the NATO fighter jets enforcing the no-fly zone. But the Gaddafi army still has more tanks and heavy artillery. And as we got close to Ziwatina, we pulled over to talk to a rebel fighter who had a pickup truck with an anti-aircraft gun welded into the back of the bed. And as we were talking to them about how the fight was going, another man drove up and spread the word that Gaddafi's army was now in a flanking maneuver, was coming around the other side of the town, and that there was a threat, they believe, to our position and to the fighters who are outside of Ashdabia trying to reclaim that city. So we moved, and they moved towards the fight.
Well, the front line, Bill, seems to have moved down to Ashdabia. The highway behind me leads from Benghazi to Ashdabia, and also behind me a couple of Gaddafi's army tanks that were destroyed by NATO jet aircraft enforcing the no-fly zone. I want to bring in three young men who stopped here to see these tanks. We're not going to give their names or their hometowns because they're worried about reprisals. But first of all, you told me that you, like many others, don't want to refer to the opposition as rebels. Why is that?
Yes, this is Libyan people. This between Libyan people and Gaddafi family, not rebels. No rebels here. And also, I heard you are speaking about civil war. It will not happen. This. Don't worry about this. Libya people, one family.
One family. It's not a civil war. It's all of the people united against Gaddafi.
Yes, yes, yes.
But Colonel Gaddafi has plenty of people still loyal to his cause, it would appear, and he shows no signs of giving up anytime soon. The Fox Report's chief correspondent Jonathan Hunt is live in our newsroom in New York with more information on the battles near Ashdabia. Jonathan, what more are you learning about the fight there?
Well, Shep, tonight the rebels, the opposition forces, appear to be stuck outside Ashdabia. They were actually in control of that city a little over a week ago, but they were driven out by Gaddafi's forces. And despite being helped by these coalition airstrikes, they seem unable to push back into the city. Part of the problem is, according to one rebel, that Gaddafi still has plenty of tanks, plenty of trucks loaded with plenty of missiles. And if those tanks, trucks and missiles are hidden among the civilian population, Shep, it is very hard for the coalition airplanes to strike at them for obvious reasons, Shep.
Well, the rebels don't seem particularly well organized to observers on the ground. What happens if Gaddafi falls and they are, well, in charge?
Well, that is a very big open question for everybody in the West, for the US and everyone else. The rebels are essentially a ragtag bunch. They are mainly young men who are simply fed up with Gaddafi's dictatorial ways, fed up with unemployment, fed up with grinding poverty. They've been joined by some former members of Gaddafi's government and some former members of his armed forces, but no one is really taking control. For instance, Reuters reported today outside Ashdabia actually asked one rebel who is in command. The answer he got, Shep, was nobody is. We are volunteers. We just come here. There is no plan. And that appears to be one of the major problems. Bottom line is, if and when Gaddafi goes, no one knows who or what will replace him, Shep.
Jonathan Hunt, live at our newsroom. John, thanks. Now, Lawrence.